On YouTube. We are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? Give me a second here. I am just pulling out of the Embark Cannabis store. It's a very tight parking lot here. You got to be careful. And with these big, huge SUVs nowadays, you got to just sometimes back out a little bit, then turn to the left forward and back out again. Hope you're having a great day. Oh, excuse me, I'll be right back. All right, we are back live. We are back live. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn on my do not disturb. How's it going, everyone? I'm on my way to get Dawn's medication, but she's not with me. I'll explain why in a bit. She's doing well. She's just a little bit tired. How you doing, Raleigh? Hey, Patty, how are you doing? I'm going to keep the camera on the road for the most part here. I'll switch back and forth when I can. Hope you're all having a great day. Can you folks hear me clearly and see me clearly? Let me know. I've got about a 35-minute drive or so, 33-minute drive. I'm going to get medication for Dawn that was not available at any of our local pharmacies here. It's a hard to get medication. I just missed that light. Damn it. So I'm driving a ways to get it because it's a very important medication that's going to help her with her nausea and vomiting, and it's going to also stimulate her appetite. Hello, Don. Hello, Patty and Donna. Let's see. Donna, roads in the U.S. are so big compared to ours. Of course they are. They're huge. Loud and clear, says Patty. I'm not going to be able to see. I'm not going to be able to look at the chat for the most part from the road. So if I miss anything, folks, please forgive me. But I want to talk about, today we're going to be talking about you're in control of your own actions. You're in control of your actions. Sorry, you're in control of your actions. And there are a lot of things that have been happening on YouTube lately. And yeah, I'll probably still use a few of them as examples for this show. And again, don't mind my beard. I still haven't had a chance to do my beard. It's been almost a month. I look horrible, but I own it. It's all good. It is what it is. But anyway, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I'll probably get it done tonight, trim it tonight, use the Just for Men, etc., right? It looks like the weather in your area is nice. Yeah, it is. It is. It's 78 degrees. That's what the outside temperature gauge says in my car, Raleigh. So it's wonderful, wonderful. There we go. We are green now. I'm hoping that this phone does not overheat. And I love how these cars cut you off. Heading to Highway 101. You're in control of every choice you make. And that includes what happens out here on YouTube. And I'll say this, I've been talking a lot lately about the fake instigated drama, right? And people getting paid for that. I'm not trying to criticize anyone anymore regarding it. It is what it is. We've played it out, right? But even to those of you that are accepting payment to create this fake instigated drama, you made a choice to accept payment. You made a choice to choose doing this as part of your livelihood, right? And every choice that everybody makes has consequences, right? Actions have consequences. Actions have consequences. My phone is already dim. I'm wondering if I need to just use the defroster with AC to keep it cool. I'm gonna do that. Give me a second here, folks. We're heading to Milpitas, California, from Redwood City, California, where Don and I live. We're on Highway 101 South. We're going to be going down to Highway 237. And I've actually been to this shopping center in the past. It's been a while, so I don't have any GPS because I'm using my phone instead of the GPS, but I remember how to get to this place. Let me see here. So again, I'm not going to be able to see the chat so much. If somebody does super chat, I should be able to see that. Those are pretty big, but forgive me if I'm not seeing the chat that well. And when once I get to the CVS in Milpitas, I'm going to go offline for about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15. And then I should be able to come back and resume for the drive back. So, and also, this is a members-only chat, by the way. This is a members-only chat. The stream is publicly viewable. But only channel members that have at least a $2.99 channel membership for the members-only live chats can chat, and moderators can chat for free during members-only live chats for publicly viewable streams. So I hope that makes a lot of sense there. Let me see. It looks like Cynthia's here. A lot of great people are here. So forgive me, I'm not able to see the chat that well. I am driving. So let's talk about you're in control of your actions. Okay? You're in control of everything that you do. You have choices. You have choices regarding everything that you do. That includes the choices that you make on YouTube, whether it's for pretend content or real content or a combination of both. Whatever you do in life, and you all know this, but I'm going to emphasize it very, very much here today. Actions have consequences. Actions have consequences, right? And, I was going to debate on whether I was going to talk about this or not, but we got to talk about it. Like, a lot of people are saying, okay, starve this DBD guy out, right? And we should be starving him out. But at the same time, this is an important lesson to teach people of something to not do. This is something that people should not be playing with, right? I mean, this dude, put out a posting trying to lead people to believe that he was going to end his life because I put 2 copyright strikes on his channel after he's been severely, using my content in ways that are not considered fair use. So I cannot see the chat right now, folks, so I'm not going to be able. I'll look at the chat once I get to the CVS, which won't be for another like 25 minutes. I will look at the chat when I get there, but for right now, I'm just going to talk. So I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry about that. Yeah, can you folks do me a favor? Yeah, I know. Listen, Dawn is actually at home. She just sent me a message making me aware she's going out there looking for a rebroadcast, and she will be filing copyright takedown notices. She knows the main channel that's doing this right now. We're not going to mention that channel. So Dawn will take care of any rebroadcast with a DMCA copyright takedown notice. what's sad is that, some people waiting all day to get my notification to do a simulcast. That's all right. Eventually, it'll all catch up to you. Eventually, it will all catch up to you. Keep playing with fire. You won't have a channel if you keep playing with fire. And don't make any threats to me because I've done nothing wrong. Don't make any threats to me. This is the one thing also I want to talk about. The one thing I want to talk about also here is people that are, threatening lawsuits just because they don't like you or they want to make it appear more damning in their content. Okay? People can threaten all they want, but it's not cool. It's not cool to do that. It's not cool to use that as a tactic to try to make you look bad, to try to one-up you, especially when the person you're, threatening to sue has done nothing wrong or anything like that. That's the kind of stuff I don't like that happens out here. I don't think this really happens all over YouTube. I think it primarily happens in the small group of people that are a part of this, have been a part of this drama type of community, which Don and I technically are not a part of, but they continue to make us a part of them. And it's just pretty much one channel right now that has taken over all of the Coach Eli content, and that's fine. If you want to put your channel at risk, I'm going to do what I have to do to protect my content from you. And you can threaten me all you want, but the bottom line is I've done nothing wrong. So, it's all good. It's just the same old thing, all right? But Dawn is going to be filing DMCA copyright takedown notices on any known simulcast, and she knows the channels to look for. And I've also got the laptop fired up for her, so that's all good. Give me a second here, folks. Yeah, so yeah, I cannot see the chat right now because the phone is dim and I'm also driving, so I'm just putting the camera on the road. So actions have consequences. And that includes even people that are creating certain types of content out here, even for entertainment purposes and stuff like that. There are people that are still getting paid to do this type of content. They're forced into doing it, either that or they don't like myself, or it's a combination of both, or for whatever reason, they have made me their entire content, right? Many people have done that in the past, and those actions have had severe consequences on people that have done this in the past, and they're going to have severe consequences on people that are doing it now or if they do it in the future, right? That's one aspect there. Another thing, talking about this DVD guy, it's interesting to me. I put out a posting yesterday that, I've filed some DMCA copyright takedown notices manually via email on Rumble. And it's funny to me that the moment I posted on that, the DVD guy pretty much puts all of his Rumble stuff to private except for one video. Now, what he doesn't realize is even if you put your videos to private and you don't delete them on any platform, as long as the person that you're infringing upon has the link, your private video will still get a copyright takedown. So the only way that you can assure you won't get a copyright takedown notice and have your video removed and have issues on whatever platform you're creating on is by deleting that content and not stealing other people's content in the future. That's all it boils down to, period. End of story. Can you guys let me know who's doing the simulcast right now? Because I'm going to call Dawn in a second and have her take it down. Have her file a copyright. Can you guys put in the chat who's doing the simulcast? You folks know where to look. Okay? I think I know who it is, but I haven't heard from Dawn yet. And once you guys tell me who it is, Jigwork, is it that same lady? Is she doing the simulcast again? The same woman? You could put the first letter of her first name, put it in the chat. There are many people on the platform that shouldn't be here. I agree. A lot of them are circumventing. I got to get over. I almost missed the exit. I almost missed the exit. 237. Somebody knows. Sandra, find out who's doing the simulcast right now, please. Because I'm going to go offline for a second and call Dawn and have her remove it with a copyright takedown notice. I'm not playing anymore. We're not going to let people steal our content anymore. Oh, you know what? They're probably doing it on Rumble. Yeah, so this is what's going on. That's fine. They're probably doing it on Rumble, and don't worry, I'm taking care of that. I'm gonna get them removed from Rumble too. So that's okay. I'm gonna get them removed from Rumble soon too. I'm just waiting to hear back from Rumble again. We've been communicating. But anyway, forget about that. We got a show to run here. It's not a big deal. We'll handle the misfits when the time is appropriate to do so. So right now I'm on Highway 237. I'm going east towards a town called Milpitas. Still a part of the Bay Area, part of the South Bay Area. Here I am. Hello everyone. Welcome to the show. But yeah, so DBD ended up putting all of his content to private because he's fearing being taken down on Rumble now. And then he says he's going to be doing some other stuff. Oh, actually, what I think ended up happening was didn't he put his I think he might have put his no. What he did was I think he put his channel to private, or he hid his channel, I think. Anyway, the dude is still playing games, and the group of people that incited him to play these games are still doing it. Right now, let me be fair here. Do I think Jamie's involved? No. I'll tell you who I think is involved. I think this is clearly just the involvement of the sponsor. Hello. Is that my online 365? How's it going? Welcome to the show. This is a members only live chat on a publicly viewable stream. I'm on my way to pick up some medication for Dawn in Milpitas, California, because the medication that she needs was not available at any pharmacy locally. This is the closest pharmacy that had it, and this is an important medication that's going to help clear up her nausea and vomiting, and also stimulate her appetite so she can eat even more than she's already started to eat again, and gain some more weight and just start becoming even. I don't know if we're back live. YouTube told me to reconnect. I guess I went offline for a second. Can you folks put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, and if you can hear me and see the video clearly? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see the video clearly. Okay, 1. Thank you so much. Yeah, they're moving all operations to Rumble. That's hilarious, because they think that more DMCAs on Rumble, right? And that's fine. I mean, we're going to get to a point here where you folks not being on YouTube is good enough, because if you have to move operations to Rumble, that's like 3rd or 4th class. YouTube is 1st class. YouTube is the place where you folks really would prefer to be, right? If you have to go to Rumble because you know what you're doing is wrong, then whatever. But if there's something I can remove or take down, I will do it. And I will take any action possible from this point on to protect my content, my business, and my brand. And, I won't let anyone threaten me. You want to threaten me all you want. I'm going to do what I have to do to protect my content. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's 79 degrees. Rumble is like BitChute. I'll say this. I think Rumble's a little better than BitChute, but not much. They're both in the same class. Everybody wants to be on YouTube, and everyone wants to be monetized on YouTube. Now, a lot of these people that are still doing the rebroadcasts on me to this day, a lot of them were monetized. Most of them were monetized at one point, but were removed. Oops, I screwed up. I was supposed to get off at 237, and now I'm on 880. I'm going to have to turn around. I messed up big time. Oh boy, it's okay. It is what it is. I missed the exit. I haven't been out here in a little while, and I missed the exit. So we're going to have to turn around. It's all good. Give me a second here, folks. Oh, yeah. Let me ask you folks a question, and I want to poll you folks here. How many of you here, put 1 in the chat, and don't be afraid, because I really want to know. How many of you here are reporting all this to YouTube through the flagging system? Put a 1 in the chat if you're reporting creators that violate the terms of service, abuse other people's content, etc. Put a 1 in the chat. Patty is. Okay. I want to poll this because Donna is. Okay. Because it's very important. It's very important that the good folks, stick together and raise awareness to YouTube, because one person just reporting this content is not going to really make a difference. They don't really start looking at things until many people from different areas report things. I got to get back on the 880 North and then continue on 237 East. 237 ends and turns into Calaveras Boulevard, which is still considered 237, but I butchered that. But I used to run an event at a hotel that's on the other side of this road here, so I know the area pretty well. And it's just a loop around. We're getting back on the 880 North and then going to get on the 237 East. It's all right, just a slight little detour there. And it's also, I don't have my GPS to tell me how many miles before, or tenths of a mile before the exit, so I'm winging this so I can bring you this show live, folks. It's all good. It's all good in the hood, right? Oh, man. Got 38 in the box, 7 thumbs up. Please smash a thumbs up. Please share this out. Now, I'm going to be at the store probably in about 5 to 7 minutes or 8 minutes or so. And once I get to the store, I'm going to go offline for about 10 to 15 minutes. But then I will be back for the drive back. Levi Stadium, that's where the 49ers play. Levi Stadium, next exit. Yeah, Levi Stadium is off of Highway 237, California 237 here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, there we are, 237 Calaveras Boulevard. I'm not going to screw that up this time. Yeah, my iPhone's not warm anymore. When I use the defroster with cold air, it keeps the iPhone cool because the sun is hitting the iPhone where it's at on the dash. So we're going to make a right turn here on Calaveras Boulevard and continue onto 237 East. A little bit of a bumpy road here. Give me a second so I can make. All right, here we go. We're good. And this shopping center is on the left side. It's quite a bit of the ways down here on Calaveras Boulevard, but anyway. It's confusing here. It says 237 East left. I remember when I first started navigating the Bay Area, when I started driving like over 30 years ago, like 35 years ago. A lot of the roads are very confusing. And you just got to follow the signs. And sometimes you just make mistakes and then you got to turn around. And then eventually you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my new iPhone is getting hot, hot, hot. I'm getting homesick, Eli. You are in my stomping grounds. Yeah, Sandra, you used to probably spend a lot of time in Milpitas, huh? Yeah, I don't know if you heard. I had to come down here. I was going to bring Dawn, but Dawn and I were up late. See, Dawn and I were up late last night. Well, not up late. We got up in the middle of the night. We were talking. We had a pretty serious yet nice conversation. And we were talking about... you know, her and I were both talking about how, you know, we felt like we're failures, right? And on the way back, I'm going to talk about, because this is something I honestly feel that women struggle more with than men. I'm not saying that there aren't a good amount of men that don't struggle with this, but a lot of women nowadays are feeling a lot of pressure to be successful because they've been liberated. And they don't want to be known as just homemakers, housewives, baby makers, right? And I understand that. I totally get that, right? Give me a second here. But a lot of women are feeling like they're failures if they fail at something, or it just wasn't meant to be regarding something. And I was talking about that with Don last night. I'll share more about that on the way back. But everybody fails, and failure is the only way to learn from your mistakes and become better. Failure is the only way to learn. How are you going to learn from your mistakes if you don't fail and make mistakes, right? Does that make sense? Oh, there it is, CVS Pharmacy. I almost missed it. Shit. Right there. There it is. Damn, I almost missed it. That wasn't too bad. Hey, GLM, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm in Milpitas, GLM. I'm in Milpitas. All right, so I'm just letting you folks know that I'm going to be going offline right when I get into the parking lot here at the CVS in Milpitas. I'm going to be going offline for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then the show will resume on the way back. It shouldn't take me that long to get Dawn's medication. I'm hoping the line isn't too long. But I don't even know where the CVS is at. I got to go find it. Where the hell is the CVS? And Milpitas is kind of a crazy little town because they have a lot of certain types of cars here. GLM knows. GLM, you know what Milpitas is all about, right? They've got a lot of certain types of cars here that sound like lawnmowers. There's a CVS right there. The lawnmower sounding cars, the rockets. A certain type of rocket. GLM, right? Oh, Eli's being judgmental, calling out the rocket mobiles. Yeah, they're called rockets. They're called a certain type of rocket. No disrespect intended. That's what they are. Welcome back, GLM. Hey, GLM, is it fair to say that Milpitas has like the most rockets in the entire Bay Area? Like, Milpitas is a rocket town. My brother has always driven the rockets. All right, I'm going to go offline. Oh, the burners too. That's right. I'm going to go offline. I'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes or less. I'll be back. Daly City is another place too. Daly City has a lot of rockets too. Yeah, they do. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, be right back. Stick around. Early before I take off. That was quick. We're all good. Patty, can you hear me and see me clearly? Can you guys hear me and see me clearly? Are we good? Anyone home? Lucy? Sandra? Patty? GLM? Anyone? Patty, I'm going to scratch the microphone. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear this? Did you hear me just scratching that microphone there? Let me know. Yes or no? Well, she rose after 3 days. Can you folks... So, Sandra, I'm going to scratch it right now. You can hear me scratching the microphone, right? Right? I want to make sure it's coming through the shotgun microphone for better audio quality. Because I want to talk about, on the way home, I want to talk about feeling like a failure. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, thank you, thank you. Let me make sure this is all good. All right, we got the medication. This is a hard to find medication, and there's a couple of refills. But this pharmacy gave us everything they had. So I'm gonna have to find another place to refill this for Dawn. I'm gonna have to call around and find out because it's important. I have a feeling this is gonna make a big difference for her. All right, welcome back to Driving with Purpose Live. Yeah, and it didn't even cost anything because Dawn is already at her out-of-pocket maximum of $3,000 per year. We've already paid $3,000, so everything now has no co-pays. Like all the medication, you go there, it doesn't cost a thing. The insurance companies will notify anyone that's filed any prescription claims or medical claims. Once you reach your out-of-pocket maximum, they're told to not charge you the copay anymore because it's not necessary. It's all covered 100%. So, anyway, oops. All right, so let's start heading back home. That did not take long at all. There was no line at the CVS. No line at all. Do you know all those people that have those rockets out here, GLM? They should just cruise around in their rocket mobiles and play the song Rocket Man by Elton John. You know the song Rocket Man? The one that Tiffany likes to play out all the time? She loves that song Rocket Man by Elton John. All right. Give me a second. Let's go back to the front camera here. All right, so let's talk about feeling like a failure. And this is something, and Don and I, we're going to probably, we're probably going to talk about this on the members only live stream, which is going to be tomorrow instead of tonight. I forgot to mention, if you folks are waiting for the members only live stream, it's not going to happen until tomorrow because hold on, so many cars coming. I gotta just go for it because we had this really deep conversation in the middle of the night, Don and I, and it just took a lot of energy out of us, and we ended up sleeping in longer. And we want to be at our best for these members only live streams, but tomorrow we're going to do the show, and this is what we're probably going to talk about. I'm gonna lead into tomorrow's show by sharing my thoughts here, because tomorrow the members only live stream is going to be more about Dawn and her thoughts about it, right? But Dawn shared her story out here, and we share our stories because we want people to learn from our mistakes, and everyone makes mistakes, everyone fails. And the thing is, people don't realize that we're going to fail more often than reach success. And put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel that as human beings we fail more often than succeed, right? But is that necessarily a bad thing? We're going to get to that, okay? If you feel it makes sense to say that humans will fail more often than succeed, put a 1 in the chat. I can see the ones. Now we're going to be heading across 237 and going back home. No one's putting 1s in the chat there. Once again, this is a members only live chat, so only members with at least a $2.99 channel membership or if you're a moderator, you can chat for free. It's not open to the public. If the open public, the general public can super chat. If you are not a member here or a moderator and you want to chat, you can send a super chat. Failure is part of growth. Okay, it is. And it's inevitable for all of us to fail. And we're going to fail more often than not, right? Is that a bad thing? No. Now, this is something that Dawn struggled with, and I think a lot of women have more so struggled with this than men, like I was saying, before I took the break to go get Dawn's medication at the CVS. And I'm not saying that there aren't a good amount of men that struggle with this as well, but more so because women have been liberated and there's been a greater expectation for women to be successful nowadays because of that. Women feel like whenever they fail, there's something wrong with that. No, it's not. Failure is the stepping stone to success. If you agree that failure is the stepping stone to success, put a 1 in the chat. Who just became a member? Lucy, welcome to sponsor $4.99. Great, thank you so much. Thank you for becoming a channel member, Lucy, at a $4.99 level. I can see that. Now, if anybody buys gifted memberships, I can't see that on a mobile live stream. I cannot see gifted memberships on a mobile live stream, okay? But failure is the stepping stone to success, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that failure is the stepping stone to success. I'm going to wait a second here, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that failure is the stepping stone to success. And if you don't put a 1 in the chat, I'm going to assume that you don't agree with that statement. We're about to cross over Interstate 880, I-880, which if I was going to go to GLM's area, I would be taking 880 north from here, and that would take me to that area. Don't worry, GLM, I'm not coming to see you. Not yet, at least. I need to make a little more money to afford that expensive Fisherman's Wharf $500 seafood dinner between taking you and Dawn out to dinner at the same time and buying you ladies unlimited drinks, right? And you smoke ganja like Dawn does, so we got to figure in that cost too. You ladies will be smoking up the ganja out there, right? Ganja. All right. Give me a second here. It's really weird here because you got to pay attention. Like the 2 left lanes go to 237 West. You can see the sign over there, right? If you go straight, then you're getting off an exit. See how confusing it is? You got to pay attention. Freeway entrance 237 West. And there's no toll down here because the SF Bay ends right before Milpitas, so this road here is on solid ground. The bay ends before Milpitas. Yeah. So, and I'll look at the chat when I can, but it's hard when you're on the freeway. It's just, you can't, it's just too dangerous. But Dawn and I were talking last night, and she gets those moments where she feels like a failure, right? And she says, I feel like I failed at everything in life and this and that. And I'm like, no, you haven't failed at everything in life. You failed at things like I have. I fail at things every day and I keep going. There are people on YouTube that think I'm a failure, and I just ignore that. And maybe my attempts to move this channel forward, I told her last night, have been a failure, but that doesn't mean I was ever going to give up, and I haven't given up, and look where we're at now. Look where we're taking it now. But if I said, screw it, I'm a failure, and I give up because it's not worth it, I'm not worth it, if that's the way you're going to think about yourself and feel about yourself, then you truly are a failure. But most people are not truly failures. We think we are, but we're not. Just because we fail at something, or we fail at many things initially, doesn't mean we're never going to be successful at those things. Again, you have to look at failure as the stepping stone to success. How can you learn to be better without making mistakes? I am the king of making mistakes. I own that. I am the king of making mistakes. I've probably made more mistakes than every other human being combined on the planet. I will own that. I've made so many mistakes, especially even out here on YouTube and in my relationships in the past and at other jobs I've had. I've made so many mistakes, and I own that, but I've also learned from those mistakes. And I was telling Dawn last night, I'm like, look, babe. And my woman is like, look, it's like, what am I doing right now, this and that, I said, well, you're dealing with seizures. You have seizure disorder, and right now, you're not able to drive because of that. And until you're cleared to drive, you can't go out and work another job. And she goes, so then I feel like I'm a failure. I said, no, because you're running this business with me. Well, I don't count that. What do you mean you don't count that? Let me ask you folks in the chat here. Because I'm a business here, and Don and I are running a business here. And be honest. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like this is the same thing as having a job when you run it as a business. Because I want Dawn to see this. I will show her the replay, and we're going to talk more about this tomorrow on the Members Only Live. But if this is considered a job, put a 1 in the chat. If you run this as a business, could you consider this a job? And the answer is yes. And that's what I've been trying to tell Dawn. I told Dawn, I said, look, babe, you've brought new life to these channels. Before I met you, I was really struggling to move this forward. But you coming into my life have just made such a huge difference. And you've made the majority of the difference. So how can you consider yourself to be a failure when the reason why this channel is reaching success is primarily because of you being around? I own that. Like, I give my woman the credit for that. I don't want the credit. I don't want the credit for the success that we've reached lately. And we're still nowhere near the success we want to be at or need to be at. But I don't want the credit for it. But here's the thing. When it comes to men and women and how we process our emotions and how we process failure, I believe it's harder for women to accept and process failure than a normal, decent man. Now, there are men out there that are beta males and that act in similar ways as women do. And so, those guys are going to handle things in the same ways that most women would. They'll say, oh, I'm a failure and this and that, blah, 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 and they won't see it as a positive thing. But a real strong man is going to be like, okay, I fucked up, I made a mistake, I failed, I still have bills to pay, I still need to keep a roof over my head, I still need to keep food in my stomach and need to keep that roof over my family's head and food in their stomach too. I've got responsibilities. Just because I failed doesn't mean I give up. I got to keep moving forward. I got to find a way to make shit happen, right? And that's the thing that men have always, real men, not beta men, but the real men have always been good at saying, we got to find a way to make shit happen. And just because we fail once, twice, 5 times, 10 times, or 100 times, the 101st time is where we're going to reach success. And we're going to keep going until we reach success, because failure to us men is not an option. Failure is not an option. Even if you have the attitude of failure is not an option, you're still going to fail at times, but you're going to keep going until you reach success, and you're going to learn from your failures. We're entering Highway 101 right now, so we're heading back north to Redwood City. Wonderful, wonderful. Such a beautiful area. I just love this area. Love it, love it, love it. You gotta be careful. There's a side ramp right here that people don't know about. This is near Moffett Field. GLM, you know this area. Moffett Field is to the right over here. That's where the Blue Angels, when they come out, this is where they'll do their show at times. Moffett Field is a military base. A second here. Oh, by the way, I will more than likely be doing a Walking with Purpose stream probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours after I go off the air here and get home. I'd say about 20 minutes away from home, 22 minutes away. Hang on a second, folks. He has too much energy. I love helping people, Patty. I love helping people, and right now, Patty, here, let me be honest with you, Patty. First of all, you have been a phenomenal support. You and many others. You, Tia, AZ Prod, you, GLM, many others. I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned you. You've all been great, right? But you, Patty, you're the one that really started to make a big difference. When you started supporting us publicly, God bless you. You made a huge difference. And right now, I'm doing whatever I can to get this to the point of where Don and I are making enough money to pay our bills doing this, because we want to do this. We want to continue doing this full time, because we want to be here for you folks and all the new people that come on board to better their lives. We want to continue to positively encourage and reinforce to people that they're worth it each and every day. And people need this. Whether people think they need this or not, they do need this. And you know that, Patty. I can talk all day and all night. I never stop talking. I can talk forever. I love talking. I love it. Thank you so much to the 35 people that are here right now. We got 8 thumbs up, 35 in the box. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. All right. Those Rumble simulcasts, they're going to be removed at some point. You might as well delete them or put them to private, because anything that's publicly anything that's publicly viewable after the stream, I will be sending a DMCA to Rumble by email. Yeah, so, you know, that conversation I had with Dawn in the middle of the night, it was draining, because I was trying to convince her that you're not a failure, but I understand why you feel like one. Many women, if they make one mistake and someone calls them out on it, they feel like they're a failure. And that probably has a lot to do with the way women process their emotions. But you're not a failure. Just because you fail at something, let me emphasize that again, just because you fail at something doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you made a mistake and you're learning from it and you're going to do better the next time. But here's the problem. I'm in the express lane, but the express lane is free on the weekends, so it doesn't matter. But that's the thing. Women will process their emotions differently, and they'll process failure differently. Women will look at it as a bad thing than a good thing. And some guys will even look at it as a bad thing, like I said. But the guys that look at it as a bad thing are more the beta males that, just don't embody real, true masculine energy. A real man that embodies masculine energy is not going to be afraid of failure. Like, a lot of people call me a failure all the time. How many times have people called me a failure out here on YouTube over the last 6 years? Now, initially when I first heard that, it would piss me off. Then I got to the point of, I'm like, am I really a failure, or have I just not reached success yet? So you got to look at it from this aspect. Ask yourself, are you truly a failure, or have you just not reached success yet? One more time. Ask yourself, are you really a failure, or have you just not reached success yet, right? I'm actually surprised. I had to run a few errands also. Before this, I had 2 stops, including the ganja store, to get some more ganja for Dawn. Because when the cheap stuff comes in, we get it when the cheap stuff comes in, and it came back in. So I'm surprised I got things done so quickly. And I gotta tell you, when there's no traffic, or even when there's traffic, if you're willing to pay the money to use the express lanes, you can get around the Bay Area pretty quick. Like, you can go from San Jose to Redwood City in like 30 minutes, and it just goes by like that. And what I notice here too is, like, when you're live streaming, if you can safely live stream from mobile like I do, like I'm doing right now, you basically are killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? And if you're running your channel as a business, you're providing more content to your audience, which is a different perspective, right? How many of you like, let me put the camera back on me for a second. How many of you folks like these Driving with Purpose streams? Do you like the variety that you're getting here? You get Driving with Purpose, you get Walking with Purpose, you'll get in-studio streams, you'll get members-only live streams with Dawn. You get a variety of different perspectives, from our channel here. And that's what we want to do. We want to give you a real perspective of our life, right? That's what we want to do, because there's so much phony, fake garbage out here. AZ Prod says 1. AZ Prod, you love this, huh, brother? I'm still coming out to Arizona. Don and I will still be coming out to Arizona probably next summer to take you to that big fat steak dinner. And Patty says 1. Yeah. Express lane. Express lane is free on the weekends, like I said. No charge right now. Yeah, I only lost the connection 1 time. The 5G is pretty good here in the San Francisco Bay Area. I gotta say, our cell coverage is pretty good. It's gotten really good. You can stream in pretty good quality for the most part. Yeah, I'm almost back. See how fast that was? I mean, you hop on the freeway. I gotta tell you a story. My mother doesn't like driving the freeway. Very rarely has she ever gone on the freeway. If she has to go like to San Jose or San Francisco or wherever, she will take the back roads, which is called El Camino Real. I'm sure GLM knows about El Camino Real. And it turns into Mission Street in San Francisco. It's Highway 82, but it's actually a city street, not a highway. And you hit a bunch of lights. So instead of hopping on to 101 or 280 to go to San Francisco, which is about a 30-minute drive, my mother will get onto El Camino, drive the back roads, and Well, it's a main boulevard, but it has all lights, and it takes her like over an hour to get there, and it wastes a lot of gas. She just doesn't like the fast cars on the freeway. Like, the freeway is one of the safest places to be on, and it's more economical fuel-wise. We're gonna get off here at Woodside Road, Seaport Boulevard, and then go over to Brewster Avenue, and then shoot all the way up. You all know where I live anyway. Who gives a shit? Doesn't matter. Everyone knows where I live. They know where Don lives. It's all good. We got dogs. We got ADT security. We got cameras everywhere. We got neighborhood watch. It's all good. You all know where we live, right? You all know where we live. That wasn't too bad, actually. I bet Don will be surprised how quick I took care of this. I can't even believe I just walked into the CVS and there was nobody in line, and the actual pharmacist helped me out, and I was in and out of there in maybe 3 minutes. I couldn't believe that. Sometimes things just go your way, and sometimes they don't go your way. I mean, life's not fair. I did not expect to be out of there so quickly. I expected to wait at least 5 or 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. I said 10 to 15 minutes, and I was literally back in 5 minutes, huh? I love freeways, says AZ. Oh, I love the freeway too. I definitely love the freeway. Much better than the city streets. Yeah, so we're about 9 minutes away from home. It's all good. All good in the hood. Yeah, so no one, okay, I'll take that back. Almost everyone is not truly a failure. Almost everyone is not a failure or truly a failure. Now, are there some real failures out there? Yes, there are some real failures out there. I like to think those people are people that have been spoiled, entitled, and they've had everything handed to them, and they're dependent on other people for survival, etc. And they just don't want to try to, be successful on their own. Yes, those people I consider a failure. But for the most part, no one really is a failure. We fail at things, and we learn from our mistakes, and we continue to try and try and try until we reach success. If you believe in yourself and you want to be successful at something, you should never give up. Right? You should never give up. A lot of people have been asking me, you've been doing this for 6 years, Eli. You haven't made the money you need to make. Why do you keep doing something that hasn't paid off for you? Well, just because it hasn't paid off completely doesn't mean it hasn't paid off at all, and doesn't mean that it's not going to pay off in the future. Sometimes things take longer than others to reach success, right? And there were a lot of unexpected roads and hurdles I had to come across. I encounter a lot of unexpected roads, and I had to overcome a lot of unexpected hurdles to even get the channel to where it's at right now. We got 44 people here, 11 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Don should have come into the chat with us. Don's resting right now. Yeah, I was going to call her earlier to take down a rebroadcast, but the rebroadcasts, I believe, now are on Rumble, and that's fine. If you folks want to fuck with me on Rumble, then we'll just handle it with Rumble, right? trust me, people are not going to continue to steal my content anymore. If you continue to steal my content, you will be dealing with the copyright system and possibly more than that. And I'm not making any threats, I'm making you a promise. And I've got all the proof in the world. I've got so much proof on the people that are reusing my content. Now, there are people that have stopped, and I have no desire to go after the people that have stopped. But the people that are going to continue moving this forward, if you continue to steal my content, you're going to be dealing with me one way or another. That's not a threat, that's a promise. So you might as well just stop and move on. And no one's paying attention to you anymore. Okay? We know what's going on. We know what's going on. Hang on a second, folks. Got to make a left up here on Brewster Avenue. Dawn loves Brewster Avenue. She's like, oh, that's the way to home. Home is 2 miles. Yeah. Because we live in the hills, once you make a left here on Brewster, you still have like 1.7 miles until you get there. It's all good, though. It's all good. It's all good. The nice thing about living in the hills is that it's peaceful and quiet. You're not dealing with any of the loud noises, or at least not as much of the loud noises as you do when you get closer to, downtown. We're right over there. They're rebuilding the Shell. Used to go to that Shell station. They tore it down. They're going to make it into they're probably going to add a loop over there. Shells have loops like Chevrons have extra miles. They're going to have a nice convenience store there. That's going to be really nice because that's a really easy to get to gas station. And, they're going to have a nice mart there to get some convenient stuff. Like Red Bulls and shit, 51 in the box, 12 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Take care of business, brother. Yeah, Easy Prod, thank you. Well, Patty says I can't do what I've normally been able to do because of injuries, but I'm going to come back one day. And that's the attitude you need to have. I'm sorry, folks, I have not been able to see most of the chat because I've been driving, obviously. But that's the way to look at it, Patty. This is a temporary setback. All you have to do is look at failure or injuries and stuff like that as a temporary setback. Now, there is such a thing as having a permanent injury. That's called a disability. But even then, if you have a disability, you shouldn't let that get in the way because there are many things you can do. Okay? Maybe there are some things you can't do if you're disabled, but there are many other things you can do. I think any content, any person can create content on YouTube, right? Any person can create content on YouTube, right? There are many things you can do. But the attitude that you have, Patty, is fantastic. You having that great positive attitude, saying, yeah, I may not be able to do this now, but I will be back one day. I'm working on that. And that's perfect, right? Oh no, we're going to be waiting a while now because the train's coming, so might as well check the chat. Welcome to members. Lucy says, AZ Prod. With perseverance, even the snail made it to the ark, says Patty. Absolutely. I haven't smoked ganja in 3 weeks. The first week was really hard. Well, go to Embark and get yourself some of the Almora pre-ground or the Lolo pre-ground. Almora and Lolo. Great prices. Lolo sells 21 grams of pre-ground stuff for 29 plus tax. Normally it's 38 with tax. Almora sells 1 ounce or 28 grams of pre-ground flour for 46 plus tax. It's normally like $60 or $61 with tax. For an ounce, for $60, with tax, and the cannabis tax is expensive tax. That's a good deal. Go to Embark and get yourself some pre-ground stuff. Or are you trying to detox from it, GLM? I'm going to successfully get me some lunch from DoorDash. Yeah, and you're going to successfully spend 30% more than you would if you just hopped in your car and went and did a takeout order. I don't use the DoorDash. I very rarely use the DoorDash or Uber apps anymore. I only use them for pickup at locations that don't have their own apps. If these other companies have their own apps, I go directly through the apps. It's the same price as going into the store or the place, and you get points and you get good deals. And you don't pay that extra 30% through DoorDash or Uber. Gas is back down to $4.87 a gallon here for regular. So that's good. Our gas is under $5 a gallon again. I get premium. My gas is $5.17. And it had reached up to like almost $6. And gas started to go, ironically, gas started to go down during the busiest weekend of the year, Memorial Day weekend. I couldn't believe in near where Don's parents live, we had to drive like 30 minutes to get to the supermarket. But I paid like $4.80 a gallon 3 weeks ago for super unleaded. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I paid more for that in the Bay Area before we left. I'm like, gas is starting to come back down again on Memorial Day weekend. So, I don't know. I can't explain that, but hey, you know, anything that we can save is all good. Well, I'm going to start thanking people right now because I'm literally about 5 minutes away from home. I thank you all for being here. I'm probably going to be doing a Walking with Purpose stream over the next couple of hours. So stay tuned for that. But you're in control of your life, folks. You choose how you want to show up. You choose what you say. You choose what you do. You have no one to blame but yourself for your actions, right? If you are going to do dumb shit deliberately, then you're a failure, okay? But if you're legitimately trying to get ahead and you fail after legitimately trying, you're not really a failure. You just haven't reached success yet, right? But if you're the type of person that likes to create chaos and do dumb shit, especially like some people do out here on YouTube, I consider those types of people failures because that'll make them some quick money, but it's not sustainable long term. And they do it because they lack the confidence that they can create real content and make similar money, right? Yeah, I love Redwood City. You know, when Dawn first moved here with me, she saw all these trees. Like, you folks are seeing the perspective from my eyes here, what I see. You're seeing all these trees and stuff like that. And Dawn was like, I love all the trees. It's just so beautiful out here. I feel so grateful. I'm like, you know, babe, I'm going to say it's no big deal, but at the same time, I think I take this shit for granted because this is what I've lived with all my life. This has been home to me, this area. I haven't always lived where I live, you know, but this has been home to me, you know, this area for all my life. It's like I don't know anything besides this. But I love you folks. Thank you for going on this drive with me, another drive with purpose. And it just it allowed me to speak with you folks some more and share some more stories, hear some more of your thoughts. It's also, when you're doing these long drives, instead of listening to music and stuff, yeah, music is cool and all that, right? But it just makes the time go by faster when you can, go live from mobile and speak with your audience and show them a different perspective, right? All right, camera's back on me. We're about to pull in. Thank you, folks. No members only live stream tonight. It's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to happen tomorrow, I believe around 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on Coach Eli 2. We're going to talk about failure, and we're going to have some creative title for it. But we're going to get Don's perspective on it. And coming up in just about an hour or an hour and a half or so, within the next hour or two, there'll be a Walking with Purpose stream right here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. Thank you, folks. Have yourselves a good one. Thank you, Eli, for sharing. Well, you're welcome, Lucy. I hope you enjoyed the show. And yeah, welcome to the $4.99 membership. Just know the $4.99 package will only get you the members-only live streams while they're live, and will also get you members-only chats like you got here today, while the stream is publicly viewable. But if you want members-only live replays and possible other members-only pre-recorded videos, you'll need to go with the $9.99 package. You don't have to upgrade. Don't worry. I'm just making you know, or letting you know what you've got. So we're leaving 50 in the box, 14 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Please share this out. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.